Hi Talk family, I'm your host Sharnal Bauer. Thank you for joining me on another episode of Talk the Talk. Today's guest is a digital marketing maven making waves in the motoring industry. Her expertise has reshaped how we view automotive promotion, blending technology and innovation seamlessly. Join us as we explore her journey, insights, and the exciting fusion of digital prowess and automobiles in an engaging conversation. So, without further ado, let's get to know Iviwe Poti, the digital marketing specialist from Isuzu, South Africa. And as always, this interview is proudly brought to you by Seriti Solutions, MFC and Avo by Nedbank. Hi Iviwe.
Hello, how are you?
Good, and you?
Good, thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here.
Cool, that's great.
Iviwe, how did your journey in the motor industry start?
So I used to be a broadcast and field journalist for the SABC.
Okay, interesting.
And I used to cover stories in the Eastern Cape. So one of my newsroom beats was business and manufacturing. So I did a lot of stories with the OEMs, mainly VW and Isuzu. And at some point, I think it was 2018, I applied for a role at Isuzu, but never got a call back. And then fast forward to 2019, towards the end of 2019, an opportunity came up and they just called to find out if I would be interested. And yeah, I was. So that's when things started for me. I joined Isuzu January 2020 as a corporate communications officer. And then since then, roles have been changing, but I've been learning a lot. So that's how I got into the industry.
Okay, that's so nice. It just goes to show you that everything works out at the end.
Yes.
Even though you didn't get that initial call back, here you are now.
Yeah, now, yeah.
And how do you feel about our women empowerment initiatives?
I feel for any institution or company, even government, that take the time to either recognize, give acknowledgement to women, the role that we play, and also to amplify women's voices, women's skill set, what women are doing to change the industry, any industry in which they're in. I feel that those institutions I hold in high regard, because obviously it's a time where women previously have been overlooked, have been facing challenges. And we are now at a time where women are starting to voice how they feel, how they want to be empowered, how they want to be embraced and incorporated into the corporate world. So I feel that it's very important to have initiatives such as this one that seek to give, I don't know if I should say, resonance or a platform in order for women to be heard and seen. So I think it's a great platform. I think it's amazing that there are opportunities for women to be identified as the amazing people that we are.
Oh, that's wonderful. And what is your strength and weaknesses?
Strengths and weaknesses, I would say in the corporate industry, my weakness, I completely hate admin. Yeah, no, listen.
But do you have a lot of admin to do in your role?
I do, because obviously with the role that I have, you work with a lot of suppliers. So there's the back end element of things. So there's the invoicing and there's the checking of your budget and all of those things. I mean, I'm in the hang of doing it, but whether I like doing it or not is another question. And then I think my strengths are, I'm always eager to learn. And I think also what the industry has molded in me is to always read, just to understand what's happening, because obviously our industry is affected and impacted a lot by social changes, human preference, technology, environment, and how then we will cater to a consumer or customer is solely dependent on how things have changed. So obviously with the evolution of vehicles as well, motors, You always have to keep abreast in terms of what's happening globally.
Very true. Everything is changing every day and evolving and just becoming better.
So I think one of my strengths is that I'm always able to keep reading. And I suppose comms, because that's the industry that I'm in. I think that's one of my strengths.
Okay. Iviwe, how can we as women empower and support each other?
I think being for one another and being in support of one another proactively is how we can actually do it, because you find people talk about supporting each other, people talk about social cohesion, people talk about understanding one another, but
there's a difference about talking about it and actually
proactively doing it. Me and you are both women, but both of us are completely two different people.
Yes.
So we need to come to a part where we don't blanket approach women. I mean, you see it happening in a lot of corporates, that if Shauna had her tea at 8 and doesn't pick up children, then that's almost like the norm for all women. No. We're all different. I might feel like I'm going to block my calendar until 10 o'clock because I'm going to do school drop-off in the morning and I'm going to leave the office at 6, but you're going to leave at 4:30 because you would like to prepare dinner maybe, or go to the gym. I think in understanding one another as women and how different we are and the different skill set that we bring and the different preferences that we have, I think it's a good way or a good start for us to be able to identify with each other and support one another in the different platforms or methods that we want to be supported in. So I think a proactive approach in being able to work with one another and to support one another is definitely something that could change the scope.
Because everybody, has the certain standards or, stuff that they do or how they do certain things, but we come from different backgrounds, we come from different lifestyles, we have different mindsets, but at the end of the day, if you come together and you actually encourage and motivate and inspire one another to be the best version of yourself.
Yeah, I definitely think so.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you would like to add to this interview, Iviwe? Maybe a message that you would love to leave the ladies and the viewers out there with?
Well, I think another thing that we need to just look at or be considerate of is moving forward. When we talk about women empowerment and opportunities for women, we can't leave women outside of that conversation. There's sometimes the narrative that women don't know what they want. Women know what they want. We just need to be afforded the opportunity to be part of the conversation that then deliberates.
It needs to be activated. Yes.
When you talk about women empowerment and opportunities for women, you need to have women around that table in that discussion to map out what it is that we talk about when we say empowerment. So I think that's one thing that is always in my head. Women need more opportunities to have their voices heard.
Thank you so much, Iviwe. Cool. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your insights and knowledge and motivation.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. Ladies, dedication ignites the ordinary into extraordinary. Commit, persist, and witness the transformation. With dedication, the impossible becomes achievable. Embrace it and thrive. With that being said, I would like to remind you that the question should never be, who's going to let me? It should always be, who's going to stop me?